How often do I talk about the Republican Party being dignity-free, Republican leaders being absolutely shameless cowards who bend the knee to Donald Trump, who just lick at the boots of Donald Trump, just yum, 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 love it. I think I called Troy Nels in a video over the weekend an ass lick, a Trump ass lick. And really, it might be crass, but it's pretty true. And Tim Scott is maybe the most ass-licky ass lick of all the ass licks who ever licked any ass of Donald Trump, to be sure. And he is desperate to be Donald Trump's VP. So much so that he will not commit to accepting the results of the election if Donald Trump loses. He was on with Kristen Welker at Meet the Press and was asked 6 times, do you commit to accepting the results of the 2024 election if Donald Trump loses? Or just flatly, not even a qualifier, not even if he loses. And he wouldn't answer, refused to answer, gave some nonsense, well, he will be the 47th president of the United States of America. Well, that's not an answer to the question, Tim. That's my statement, he says defiantly. Kristen Welker, not Margaret Brennan, Kristen Welker here actually doing a pretty good job of being as tenacious as one can be, not allowing him to just filibuster. But there's one quote in here I want you to take note of, which really just shows Tim Scott's not ready for prime time. He's not ready for the vice presidency. He says this is an issue that is not an issue, so I'm not going to make it an issue. Wait for that banger. It's coming. Watch this remarkable and dangerous clip.
4 years of Joe Biden versus 4 years of Donald Trump. They're really excited to get back to the Trump years. And so I expect the election to be fair, and I expect Donald Trump to be our next president.
In terms of what he said, he specifically said, if it's not fair, as you're saying, you have to fight for the right of the country. And just this week, he said that he won Wisconsin. Falsely, Senator. So again, to the point, you voted to certify the election results of 2020. It's the exact opposite of what you said and did after 2020. Why would you want to be on a ticket with someone where there's such a fundamental difference?
There is clear facts here. President Trump himself said he expects this election to be fair, he expects it to be honest, and he expects to win. That's what the presidential candidate should expect, and I expect the exact same thing. And frankly, the American people agree with him. This is an issue that is not an issue, so I'm not going to make it an issue.
Well, Senator, will you commit to accepting the election results of 2024? Bottom line.
At the end of the day, the 47th president of the United States will be President Donald Trump, and I'm excited to get back to low inflation, low unemployment.
Wait, Senator, yes or no? Yes or no? Will you accept the election results of 2024 no matter who wins?
That is my statement.
But is it just yes or no? Will you accept the election results of 2024?
I look forward to President Trump being the 47th president. Kristen, you can ask him multiple times.
Senator, just a yes or no answer.
So the American people will make the decision.
But I don't hear you committing
for President Trump. That's clear.
I don't hear you committing to the election results.
Here's the challenge.
Will you commit to accepting the election results?
This is why so many Americans believe that NBC is an extension of the Democrat Party. At the end of the day, I've said what I've said, and I know that the American people, their voices will be heard, and I believe that President Trump will be our next president. It's that simple.
But, Senator, as you know, the hallmark of our democracy is that both candidates agree to a peaceful transfer of power. So I'm asking.
That's a bananas exchange. In normal life, if you encountered someone who responded to your questions with that kind of nonsense, you would avoid them. You might label them mentally defective, disabled in some way that they can't process cognitively. That might be what you think. But this is just a normal course of order of dealing with Republican politicians. Will you commit to accepting the 2024 election results? At the end of the day, the 47th president will be Donald Trump. No, wait. Yes or no, will you accept the results? That is my statement, he says proudly. Let me translate Tim Scott for you. Will you commit to accepting the 2024 election results? Look, Kristen, I really want a VP. It's something I really, really want. Wait, no. Will you accept the results? Look, I really, really want to be VP. Kristen Welker. That's what we just witnessed. All this is, it's again, like any other election where people are signaling to Donald Trump trying to pressure him or let him know that they're on board with whatever he decides. It's an audience of one in these interviews. Tim Scott is talking directly to Donald Trump, communicating directly to Donald Trump that, hey, listen, don't let democracy get in the way. I'm on board with denying reality. I will do and say whatever you want me to do or say, dear leader. I'm Tim Scott, your humble servant. That's what we just witnessed. And then as far as this is an issue. This is an issue that is not an issue. So I'm not going to make it an issue. Well, if it's not an issue, you don't have to make it an issue by virtue of the fact that it's not an issue. But it's certainly not an issue this is an issue that's not an issue. So I'm not going to make the thing that's not the thing. Dum-dum. United States Senator. Now, it shouldn't come as a surprise that his colleague, the senior senator from South Carolina, is Lindsey Graham, another horrid Trump asslick. But he's refusing to say that he will follow the will of the people here. This is funny, to be sure, but it is also critically important and dangerous what he's saying. That he, as a leader in the Republican Party, will back Donald Trump's play to deny the will of the people and attempt to insert Donald Trump as president, even if he loses. The video I did before this was about Lara Trump committing to disenfranchising military service members and elderly and disabled people or just people who vote by mail. They're committed to this. And they have their partners who have their tentacles out to back that play. Tim Scott being one. Kristi Noem being another. Marjorie Taylor Greene being another. The goof from North Dakota, who nobody knows his name, never heard of until he ran for president, Doug Burgum or whatever. Him too. All of these people are enemies of democracy. And by virtue of that, they're enemies of the United States of America, and they are allies of Donald Trump. Full stop. Big, fat, bold period on the end of that sentence. We've seen enough. We know the tactics. We know the agenda items. We know the direction they want the country to go. Whether or not they win, they want to implement their worldview on the rest of everyone else, whether that be monitoring pregnant people in states, whether that be causing the economy to collapse, or at the very least take a massive down position with tariffs and a bunch of other nonsense, with insane tax cuts for the rich, which will further bury us in debt, unnecessary debt, unproductive debt. But as long as Donald Trump says it, they're there for it. You're not a leader, Tim Scott. I think I opened the video saying what you are. Lickety lick lick. What do you think? I'd love to know. Even I will accept your criticism for my crassness. I'm okay with that. I know who I am. And you know too. We can talk about it in the comments below, criticize or praise. I will accept that too. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I welcome those. And please consider If you're in a financial position to do so, if you're on a fixed income or you're just not in a place to help produce the videos by becoming a channel member, don't do it. Make sure you're subscribed, share this video. There's lots of ways to support the work. But if you are in a position and you want to throw $2 my way per month, click the join button below, become a channel member, or go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Follow me on social media. I am at Dollemore just about everywhere. And I will see you next time, whenever that may be. It'll be tomorrow. Be genuine. Take care of one another.